Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the compelling narrative of All Marketers Are Liars by Seth Godin, an innovative thought leader and best-selling author recognized for his profound influence on business strategy and marketing. In this groundbreaking work, Godin unveils the power of storytelling in the business world, arguing that marketers are not just selling products but engaging customers with authentic and meaningful stories. He suggests that the success of a product is often based on the consumer's belief in the story associated with it. Whether it's the perceived sophistication of sipping wine from a Riedel glass or the revolutionary appeal of owning the latest gadget, the story we tell and believe can make all the difference. This book is a must-read, not only for marketers and students immersed in the study of market dynamics, but also for anyone interested in connecting with customers on a deeper level. Additionally, it offers valuable insights to consumers curious about the psychological aspects of branding and how their perceptions are shaped. Join us as we explore the essential truths and strategies that All Marketers Are Liars brings to the table, crafted by a visionary with the expertise and experience to transform the way we think about marketing and storytelling. All Marketers Are Liars, the underground classic that explains how marketing really works and why authenticity is the best marketing of all. Introduction: the intriguing truth behind marketing magic. Picture this: a commercial sparkles across your screen, showcasing the next revolutionary product that promises to change your life. You're captivated, compelled, and yes, you're convinced. You take the plunge, only to discover the product is less than stellar, failing to live up to the glittering tales spun in its advertisement. Welcome to the world of marketing, a realm where messages aren't just shared, but stories, and sometimes even exaggerations or false tales, are crafted to draw us into a brand's universe. This is the fabric of the modern market, weaving narratives that resonate with audiences worldwide. And it's precisely this tapestry that's unraveled and explored in All Marketers Are Liars. In this vivid stroll down marketing's Hall of Mirrors, you'll uncover the critical importance of aligning with consumer worldviews, as so masterfully demonstrated by Dr. Atkins's Diet Empire. The unexpected and clever tactics people employ, quite akin to the survival strategies of frogs. The delicate balancing act between innocent exaggerations and outright deceptions that can define or destroy a brand's credibility. Join us as we dissect the tactics, truths, and tall tales in the craft of marketing that influences our choices, and often, our very lives. Part 1. Discover the secret spell of storytelling in marketing. In the dawn of civilization, the rising sun inspired myths of a deity riding across the sky. Fast forward to today, and the underlying essence remains unchanged. A compelling story can captivate an audience. But how does this ancient art translate into the bustling marketplace around us? Let's delve into the magical world of marketing, where stories hold the power to transform perceptions and influence decisions. Take a journey into the craft of George Riedel, a man whose lineage of glassblowers spans 10 generations. His prominent narrative is that each wine whispers a unique tale that only the right glass can fully express. His Riedel wine glasses have soared in popularity, buoyed by this enchanting story. Despite scientific evidence showing his glasses are no different from others, connoisseurs and everyday wine lovers alike rave that the wine simply tastes superior when sipped from a Riedel. Such is the potent enchantment of marketing. It can quite literally change the flavor of your experience. This sorcery thrives in a world where desires eclipse needs. In this realm, marketing artisans like those at Riedel weave stories that consumers gladly buy into, not for the tangible product, but for the dream it embodies. Consider a scene. A young woman gleefully exchanges a hefty sum for a sleek pair of Puma sneakers produced at a fraction of the cost. She's not swayed by the promise of longevity or superior foot support. She's drawn to the story of becoming the epitome of cool, the moment she slips them on. The sneaker is merely a vessel. What Puma sells is that alluring narrative of hipness and exclusivity. Her purchase is more than a transaction. It's a testament to the narrative's enthralling power. Remember this: stories stir souls, bridge gaps, and often sell sneakers. So, as a marketer, when you master the art of storytelling, you don't just reach an audience, you move them. Part 2: Understanding your audience through their worldviews. Let's start with a common misconception. People around the world crave the same things: success, health, love, the usual suspects. But hold that thought, because the true picture is far more intricate. In reality, each individual crafts a personal worldview, a kaleidoscope of values, beliefs, and biases, shaped by a lifetime of experiences, heritage, and environment. Think of it this way: a person's worldview is like a pair of glasses through which they see the world. If you've ever felt the sting of betrayal at a used car lot, you're likely to approach your next car purchase with a hefty dose of skepticism. But compare that to someone who's had nothing but joyous trips to the dealership. Their glasses color the world differently. The mission for marketers, then, is not to create a one-size-fits-all narrative. It's about identifying groups that share similar worldviews and crafting a story that resonates with them, feels familiar, and reinforces their beliefs. Let's look at specific examples. Take the conscientious new mother, laser-focused on her baby's development; the devoted bodybuilder, searching for the next edge; the passionate environmentalist, yearning for the next breakthrough innovation. Each group has a specific appetite for stories that echo their own convictions and aspirations. A striking case study is Baby Einstein, a Disney venture that, back in 2004, sold an incredible $150 million in educational videos for infants. They spun a web of a story that convinced parents their prodigious offspring would become even smarter by watching their content. Despite later evidence disproving any significant intellectual benefits from the videos, the narrative was irresistible, because it latched onto the parents' deep-seated desire to nurture their children's growth. Understanding this, marketers should not aim to change worldviews. That's an uphill, often impossible battle. Instead, find your audience, listen to their worldviews, and tell them a story that slips into their narrative. When you do this, you're not just selling a product, you're amplifying a belief. Part 3: Customize the narrative to fit the customer's perception. Now that you've tuned into the symphony of your customers' worldviews, it's showtime. The act that follows involves crafting a story, or a frame, so snugly fitted to their perceptions that it turns customers into believers. A frame is the context that wraps your story, giving it significance for the listener. Let's take a dive into the corporate world for a real-life saga. Interstate Bakeries, the creators of iconic treats like Twinkies and Wonder Bread, saw their empire crumble when their customers' tastes evolved. With the low-carb craze hailed by Dr. Atkins, sugary and starchy snacks turned from lunchbox favorites to dietary villains. While Interstate Bakeries faltered, another giant, General Mills, seized the moment. Their marketers expertly pivoted, introducing whole grains across their cereal lines, even in the marshmallow-filled realms of Lucky Charms. This narrative maneuver skillfully matched the new health-conscious script customers were reading from. Take this principle and apply it. We're crafting a marketing campaign for a savory snack in a market laden with competitors. Who to charm? New moms wary of the typical salty offerings for their children. For them, we weave a narrative of soy-based, organic, low-fat snacks seasoned with sea salt, packaged in boxes, symbolizing freshness. By placing these treats in the produce aisle instead of the crowded snack lane, we're not just selling snacks, we're selling a commitment to health and innovation. In sum, the secret isn't just what your story tells. It's ensuring that it fits like a glove over your customers' existing beliefs, allowing them to step into a narrative that already feels like home. Part 4: Embrace change and craft stories from the new and novel. Imagine you are a storyteller, eager to captivate an audience that thrives on novelty. To spin your tale effectively, you must first grasp how our minds crave and dissect the unfamiliar. Our cognitive process is rather frog-like. We're hardwired to notice and react to change, leapfrogging the constant to pounce on the new. You know that feeling when you walk through your front door and sense that something's amiss? Or when you detect a new flavor in your favorite dish? Like a frog acutely aware of a fly's buzz, humans have a native alertness to novelty. A new beer label catches your eye at the grocery store, or the mail carrier's fresh haircut becomes a topic of neighborhood discussion. Upon stumbling across such fresh data, our brains leap into action. We're pattern-seeking creatures, uncomfortable with chaos and randomness, so we stitch together explanations for these anomalies. When a shattering crash resounds and your window lies in pieces, you instinctively scan for a ball or stone that could satisfy the question of how in your plot. Consider the tale of the iPod shuffle function mystery reported in the New York Times. Users were convinced their devices played favorites with songs. The randomness seemed flawed. Yet, true randomness doesn't guarantee equal playtime. It's unpredictable by nature. This is where the art of authentic storytelling comes into play. Stories don't just share information. They create meaning, offer context, and help us make sense of the new. Thus, as a marketer or a storyteller aiming to draw people in, remember, authenticity isn't just a buzzword. It is the currency that will either validate or devalue your narrative. Present something fresh, spin it into an accessible story, and make sure it rings true. That's how you catch someone's attention. By showing them something new through a lens that feels utterly real. Part 5. Authentic Stories, the cornerstone of impactful marketing. Let's ponder something fundamental: our innate tendency to assess based on initial appearances. It's a human mechanism, one that marketers must navigate wisely to direct a customer's first judgment towards a favorable vista. Understanding the distinction between first contact and first impression is crucial. To encounter a brand is one thing. To be influenced by it is an entirely different matter. They're often mistaken for one another, yet they bear different weights in the court of customer opinion. Consider an example. You receive a promotional email from an online retailer. That's your first contact. No particular sentiment arises until an event, such as a failed delivery of ordered shoes, cements your first impression. In this case, a disappointing one. First impressions are unpredictable. Any aspect of your business might trigger them. This unpredictability is exactly why crafting an authentic story is paramount. A story comes alive with authenticity when every facet of your business, products, employees, branding, sings the same tune in perfect harmony. Authenticity demands coherence at all touchpoints, the crossroads where customers meet your brand. A trendy logo or a swanky storefront falls flat if it's met with indifferent service or lackluster offerings. Remember, reaching out with an inconsistent narrative will not win hearts. The world listens to what rings true. It's the authentic stories, the ones where every chord strikes in key, that resonate deeply with your audience and forge lasting connections. Embrace this authenticity, and your brand story won't just be heard, it will echo. Part 6. Navigating the ethical path in marketing, from charm to harm. Now, let's approach a controversial topic: the blurry boundary between embellishing a story and outright deception. It's like this: you wouldn't feel right paying $99 for speaker cables if they perform the same as the $10 variety. It goes without saying that marketing should be grounded in integrity and consumer decisions in sensibility. Here's the wrinkle, though. Rationality often takes a back seat when shopping. We like to paint ourselves as logical buyers, choosing practical, life-enhancing products. Yet, our resistance may crumble in the face of a designer label or a restaurant currently basking in the spotlight. Savvy marketers are acutely aware of this consumer soft spot for the occasional splurge, which can lead to the slippery slope of fibs. These are the small untruths that bring marketing narratives to life. Innocuous as they might seem, they remain fictitious embellishments that consumers are willing to accept. Take our previous acquaintance, George Riedel. He's the maestro of a gentle fib, crafting a narrative that his specialty wine glasses elevate the drink's flavor. While science might disagree, the story is convincing enough that drinkers swear by his product. Such fibs are relatively harmless and may even enrich the customer experience through belief. Frauds, however, are the malicious twins of fibs, falsehoods with consequences. Fibs become frauds when they cause harm, when deception isn't just bending reality, but breaking trust. Reflect on Nestlé's past scandal, promoting bottle feeding as superior to breastfeeding, a falsehood with dire consequences, as reported by UNICEF. Had Nestlé woven an authentic narrative supporting mothers in genuine need of alternatives to breastfeeding, they might have forged a legacy of support, not scandal. In marketing, the fine line between a fib and a fraud is the one that separates enhancement from exploitation. It's essential for storytellers in the market to remember that the most powerful narratives are those that uplift, not undermine, the well-being of their audience. Final summary. Embark on a journey to truly understand your customers, their motivations, desires, and worldviews. Your mission is to design a bespoke narrative that speaks directly to them, weaving a tale so genuine, so tailored, that they can't help but feel a connection. Ensure that every element of your business, from the staff that greets them to the products they buy, to the very emblem that symbolizes your brand, is a thread in the fabric of this story. Leverage those little fibs that resonate with your audience's beliefs, the ones that sweeten the experience without souring the truth. But as you craft this narrative, tread carefully. Never cross the line into deceit. Keep the trust of your customers sacred. Their well-being is not a bargaining chip. When you engage with people on a deep, honest level, you build not just transactions, but relationships. These are the ties that benefit everyone involved, making the marketplace not just an arena of exchange, but a space of mutual growth and understanding. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.